Welcome to another edition of Chamber Champions. Today we have at Chamber House once again the GM Commercial of Port Taranaki, Ross Dingle.
Thanks, Adam.
Welcome, Ross. I understand there's a couple of major energy projects recently announced. What can you tell us about them?
Well, that's extremely topical at the moment because most people will know that last week the government announced that it was going to procure an LNG import terminal and that terminal would be located in Taranaki. So that's pretty exciting to Port Taranaki. We are certainly working hard to make sure that wherever the government decides to put that LNG terminal, that we're going to have the best outcome for the region. And from our perspective, an LNG import terminal could actually be located inside the port. It could be a floating facility.
Yeah.
It could also be an onshore regas facility, or it could be offshore with a pipeline somewhere into Taranaki. I think the advantage for Port Taranaki is it's a deep water port, and it actually has a connection point to the New Zealand gas reticulation system effectively going past our back door. So it would make a lot of sense to have it in or close to Port Taranaki. And when I think about an LNG import terminal, the question is, why do we need one? And currently, as a lot of people will know, New Zealand relies a lot on hydro lakes to be full over the winter so that when we all want to turn our lights on, we can produce power. And occasionally, as in 2024, those lakes weren't very full. And that creates huge spikes in power pricing. And just the fact of having an LNG terminal in the country will reduce that risk that's priced into electricity pricing, and it should bring down electricity prices across New Zealand. And the numbers that have been thrown around are about $350 million worth of savings a year, which is great. But in my mind and in the port's mind, that's kind of step one.
Yes.
If you have an LNG import terminal in the region, it opens the door for a whole bunch of other opportunities. You can build a power station next to an LNG import terminal.
Yeah.
You can build a data centre next to the power station. I think about that primarily because there's a bit of talk about the Trans-Tasman loop cable, which may come into New Plymouth. So suddenly you've got all these little bits of jigsaw puzzle coming together, which creates economic growth.
Yeah.
For local businesses, I think that's a really exciting proposition. We're always talking about our young people leaving and going to Australia. Here's a great reason to keep them here.
Exactly.
And, these organisations, they can fund schools and hospitals and all sorts of things. So I think, great opportunity for the local region. So that's the LNG import terminal. And the other one, of course, that's kind of front of my mind anyway is Hiringa and Ballance's wind farm.
Yeah, so what's the effect on the port with that project?
Well, I mean, that infrastructure should come through our port. It's the closest port, only deep water port on the west coast of New Zealand. So it's close to where they want to build the facility. That should come through us. For us, it's a really exciting project because they're just enormous pieces of kit.
The tallest in the country, I think they will be.
Yeah, this will be the tallest. These blades are, I think they're about 80 to 85 metres long.
Wow.
If you think about the chimney at the port, that's 198 metres tall. So those blades at the tip, when they're constructed, will be about 260 metres tall, I think I read the other day. So they're large.
Yes.
And they're quite, and in terms of the power output, they're probably some of the biggest that we've seen in the country. Yeah. So that's an exciting project to stand that up in Taranaki as well, because once again, it's creating green energy to create hydrogen, and to provide some input into the Ballance facility. So that's all. I think that's just great for the region.
I agree.
It's excellent that we can help support that stuff through Port Taranaki.
Yeah. Much needed in Taranaki, boost to our economy with these two projects, and I'm sure there's more to follow. And there's a lot of other solar projects happening as well, which is awesome. Yep. What message do you have for businesses that might be watching this interview? I hope someone is. From the port, what is...
I mean, Port Taranaki is here to support regional trade. We're here to help those businesses in Taranaki and outside Taranaki too access different markets. We're very good at it. We've been doing it for many, many years now.
Yes.
We have a huge focus on health and safety. Anything that comes through our port, we've got to make sure that what we're doing is protecting the environment, protecting the people who work there, protecting the community who live around us.
Yes.
So my message to businesses out there is, if you're looking to engage with customers outside of New Zealand or around New Zealand, come and talk to us, and we'll figure out how we can make it easy for you to trade with other parts
Fabulous,
of
fabulous.
the planet.
And you've got a very good health and safety record. You support health and safety. You have a Business Excellence Award for health and safety over many years. What about the relationship with the Chamber? How do you find that helping or not helping the port?
It's extremely helpful. So we have a whole range of opportunities to connect with the Chamber. It's partner-to-partner sessions. We hosted the Chamber Connect event at the port only 2 or 3 weeks ago. But also, I have to say, Hiringa, that you're very helpful in terms of creating connections for us too, for other opportunities that we may be able to get involved with. So if there's anyone out there wondering whether they should be a member of the Chamber, I think if you want to grow your business and kind of connect with different people who may be able to assist you, this is a really great vehicle to do that.
Look, Ross, it's been a pleasure having you here at Chamber House. Please let us know how we, as a region, can keep supporting the port, because the port is owned by the region, being currently owned entirely by the Taranaki Regional Council.
That's correct, yeah.
So that structure might change, but hey, you're all about our people, and we're here to support you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Arun. And we take great delight in supporting the local community and making trade easy for those businesses who want to trade with other parts of the planet.
Thank you very much again.
Thank you.